I'm getting ready, preparing all this stuff together so you guys can see it. And I got the beast again, beast number 3. I'm gonna go ahead and start this stream in a bit right now. Let me make sure I get this going here. Camera 1 test, camera 2 test, test. All right. What's up, G's? What up, G's? It's your boy, Prophet74, and today I got this beauty and the beast. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna see if we get some viewers first. I'm not gonna rush to things. We're gonna talk about a couple of things first, you know. Thank you guys for the subscribers. Lots of new subscribers been joining us. We got a couple people joining us every week. I appreciate the show's growing. I'm gonna bring I think the things that's working in the show is not the gaming itself, but it's pretty much a lot of the hardware I'm bringing in, and I didn't know the interest of it so much. My other channel is blowing up too, so I'm blessed that you guys are interested in stuff like this. I'm gonna start bringing in more hardware, more stuff to improve. But as time goes on, because some of the stuff that I bring into the market, it's something unaffordable. I'm trying to get affordable stuff, for people that want to upgrade their systems and do certain things, but it's not easy sometimes. So I'm gonna try to bring as much as equipment and cheap as possible, even if it's cloning stuff, even if it's made in China. But it's one of those things I'm going to start bringing in some stuff and see what you guys think. Right now, I just got this little beauty here, but I'm not going to start it up yet until we get a couple people here, because then the magic goes away, We got to make sure that I've got the TV ready to go, because I'm going to show you guys what to do. Get some water going. Thank you for that one viewer right now. Get my sweat off. It is freaking hot. It's around 90 degrees today in California. It's always 90 degrees in California, man. Always. Got a couple items today too. Let me make sure that I got the audio in so you guys could start bringing your questions in here. Why does it look so blurry? I'm trying to fix it. Okay, it's the chips. Okay, right, it's not blurry. That's the spot right there. Alright. And we're going to spin it so you guys can see some of it. This is what we're going to install today. Just to let you guys know what it is. We'll find out right now in a couple of minutes. So this is a PCle E to X, 4X, of course. It has 4 different inputs. M.2. So I'm going to repeat a couple of things twice in the show, or 3 times, because I just want people to understand. This is a StarTech system. It's called PEX4 M2E1 M.2. It's an adapter for X4 PCle all the way to 3.0 NVMe. Low profile, of course. Let me see. It connects to a PCIe M.2 SSD hard drive. It converts it pretty much. That's what you do. So you convert this PCIe to an M.2. And there's other things that you're gonna. One thing you can't do, you can't run your OS on it. I did find out that there is a way to do it, but it's not available yet. Windows 10 is not capable of handling the OS on it. So it's one of those things that we got to talk about, how to install this and how to make it work. And this is a great item to buy. Say you have an older system and you want to transfer maybe your games into this system, all your games back in here. It'll be a great addition because this is pretty fast. So M.2, if you guys are not familiar with it, it's a smaller hard drive. Let me bring something like that. And this is a M.2 Optane chip. Here, I'm gonna bring it here, and this is an M.2 hard drive that we're gonna install. That's the hard drive that we're gonna install. Actually, let me spin it around here. That's better. So this M.2 is the one that's gonna be here for now, temporary. So the reason I'm doing this is because I'm gonna clone the hard drive. I'm gonna clone a different hard drive, and I couldn't do it. I needed an extended. And if you want to clone the hard drive, the best thing to do is put this as a secondary drive and then transfer the clone into here, that's what I'm going to end up doing. Once the clones goes in here, I could easily just replace the hard drive. So we're going to go ahead and do that and start in a bit right now as everybody comes in. Right now we have 2 viewers right now. Thank you guys. First time here. Make sure you guys subscribe and get the like and help the show out, because we got a lot of stuff going on. We know I'm working on a video right now with the contest, but I think I'm gonna have to delay it because I'm gonna be traveling for a bit. I might not push the video to Monday. I was editing all day today. I wasn't able to finish it, but it is a competition we're gonna have, and you can win something off the bat. And you're gonna win automatically, whoever watches off. I'm gonna try to break it down into 3 videos, and you're gonna have to watch all the videos, and if you watch them, you can win stuff out of there, you know. So there's gonna be one or more probably competitions there involved. There's gonna be other stuff that I'm gonna be including. I started thinking about it last night, and what to give out as gifts. Let me zoom out a little bit more so you guys can see more of that. Of the items that I'm going to be playing with. Some of the stuff that I was thinking about is maybe doing a RetroPie system. And I'm an old school guy. I love old video games and stuff like that. So I like the old arcades. You know, one of my favorite games is Ghouls and Ghosts, Street Fighters, you know, Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, those kind of retro games that we're going to start talking about. But right now, it's the future, you know. You want to be able to place these kind of things and have a competition. So I think I'm going to give a RetroPie as a gift, and I'm going to send in 2 different items. So I'm going to give you the RetroPie system ready to go, but I'm going to send in the hard drive separate, because if it's together as one, you're selling or you're doing something illegal. So if you break it down in pieces and you put it together as a consumer, as whoever gets it free, it's out of my hands. So any game you get out of it, anything out of it, it's not me, it's you guys. So it's pretty much the same in California rules. Let me give you a little trick on California. If you guys are familiar with 30-round magazines in California, it's not illegal. You cannot bring anything here. It's illegal. I'm sorry. It's illegal because 30 rounds are not prohibited here in California. 10 rounds on a magazine. So if you go to another state and they sell the cartridges for a 30-round magazine, and you could purchase it on another state, but you cannot bring it over as a fully equipped system. You would have to pretty much take it apart, take the whole thing apart. Once you take the whole thing apart and you put it in a Ziploc bag or different parts, you could bring that and transport it over the state lines. Look it up. It's one of those things that I was curious about it. I didn't know about it until I hit a Arizona store. Doesn't mean I have any. I don't have any, right? But that you can do that by taking things apart. If you have things apart and you don't assemble it, it doesn't become a weapon or legal. It's just something that I learned. Not a lawyer. You still have to consult your local laws, but you can transfer stuff. So I am going to give out a RetroPie system with 128 gigs of games. I'm not going to give the games together. Like I said, I'm going to separate it. I'm going to keep everything separate, send you one thing at a time, and you get the other. Now, if you assembled it together, that's out of my hands. That's legal. That's your business, not mine. And that's how it's going to work. So that I am going to give one of those out. I decided to have 3 winners. So we're going to have a bundle of 3 different things and get some good items out there, man. We're going to give some great stuff. Thank you guys for all your subscribers, all your supporters. And we're going to start right now with this upgrade right here. Jax, sorry, my dog just came in. He always comes in. What's up, Jax? You want us to be in camera? He's a shy guy, but he just chills sometimes. He's my guard dog. Yeah, I got a guard dog. But thank you guys, man. All you guys coming out here and checking it out. So today we're going to bring something that hopefully you'll get educated on this stuff. And maybe in the future, you could learn how to do something like this. Or just for chills. You know, you guys are always welcome in my stream. Everybody is always welcome to come to the show and check it out. And One thing I'm going to let you know, I'm not going to false advertise, but you can't do an obtain on this chip. It won't work. I had issues with it. It does not work with...
Yoltz, hi.
Hey, Yoltz, what's going on? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome back again, all right? Right now I'm going to do a PCle adapter installation and install the external hard drive, an SSD hard drive, into this slot, PCle. If you're interested in understanding and learning this stuff. So it's pretty, you know, if you ever want to do something like this, and I'm gonna tell you why, all right? Why people do this kind of stuff. So if you ever have a mechanical, I wish I had a mechanical drive in here so I could show you guys. I might have one somewhere in here. Anyways, a mechanical drive is a big bulky drive that runs, and it has a, you know what, I do have one in here. What, by golly, I do somewhere. Here it is. Yes, here it is. This is a mechanical drive, all right? It's a laptop drive. This is a 2 terabyte hard drive right here. 2 terabyte. You could put this on a desktop, on a laptop. It fits perfectly. You know, it's 2.3, ready to go, ready to install. Hard drive. It is a Seagate, so it's very fragile too. So, you know, transporting it, I don't like moving it around. This just to educate you guys. That's a mechanical. This is a SATA drive. This is a Evo, a 500 gigs drive. This is a SATA drive compared to a mechanical drive. So mechanical drive, when I say mechanical drive, is because they're, let me see, it's a little bit off. Let me put it this way. Here we go. We need to take this one off. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. That's better. So on this mechanical drive, it runs with a spinning wheel. It pretty much has a CD player, and it writes with a little needle. It just keeps writing. The higher level you have of terabytes or gigabytes, you could have multiple CDs. They're not CDs. They're they're like laser discs kind of thing, like the old school, but they're not. I forgot the technology it's called, but it's basically like a CD player and a record player, pretty much. So it reads and writes into the same spinning wheel, but the higher level you have, the multiple layers you have of this disc. All right. So you could have 10 needles pretty much spinning at the same time and writing different locations, different things on the system. So the thickness of this, let me see if you guys, or this way. The thickness of this tells me that there's probably like 3 or 4 or 5 levels of CDs, a hard drive, like a CDs in there, right? Now, on this one, there's nothing on there. There's no spinning drives. It's just pretty much a chip similar to this. I do have a couple of them here. Let me see if I have one open. I could show you guys. I have all my stash right next to me, which is good, because I always keep all my stuff for any kind of questions you guys have. Oh, here it is. So let me give the drives out. These are different drives, of course. These are hard drives right here too. Like I said, these are SSDs, M.2. Now, this is the kind of type of hard drive that's probably built in here, but it's built in different layers. If you guys see that stuff, it's built in different layers. There's probably, it doesn't look nothing like this chip, but it will be similar to this in different directions, of course. And when you're installing something like this, it's just like, when you open one of these, you'll see something similar. And it's pretty much memory, but it acts like a hard drive, and it acts like a containment of all this information. Of course, these retain a lot of memories. Of course, it's like pretty much putting a SIM card in here. SIM card is readable and writable through the electronics, so there's no moving components on this. It's pretty much a static system, but it doesn't mean it can't get damaged. This could get damaged easily too. So static damages it. Anything that you magnetic damages this. The same thing, like same products as the other one, as the solids, as the mechanical drive. It does the same thing. So you got to be careful on these too. But these are more durable. You can probably drop it 3 or 4 times. This one, you drop it once or twice. Once, that's it. It's probably dead. So when I say always be careful what you order sometimes, because it's not always compatible to your system. So let me bring in, for example, let me move this out of the way here. I'm going to try to educate you guys a little bit on stuff like this. And I might be wrong on some of the stuff, but half of the things, trust me, I know it. and some of the stuff is crazy. So
Chris SNOW1, yo.
Yo, Chris, what's going on? How you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Now on this motherboard, for example, when you buy a external hard drive, There's two ways. Let me get that plug in here. Hold on. Let me get that plug that you could plug in this system directly to the drive. So this hard drive's dead pretty much. It's a dead hard drive. I don't have anything running on it right now. It died on me. And let me get the M.2. Oh, here it is. So
Chris SNOW1, feeling good.
Oh, you're feeling good today? Good, good, good. Weren't you sick or something the other day? Something like that. So let me continue on with this. All right. Now on this motherboard, when you purchase a motherboard and you have it, this is a Gigabyte. It's an older motherboard. It crashed. It's burned down on me. I actually didn't. I did some. It was a static burn. That's pretty much what it is. So I plugged it in. I did everything, and I couldn't bring it up. And I tried power. I tried everything. It's pretty much a dead motherboard, which is a good motherboard still. Now, when you buy a motherboard like this, make sure that you know your motherboard very good. So you know that you have all these SATA connections in here. These SATA connections in here, they're all sitting in here. And what you do is you connect all these. There's different bundles, and different SATA connections too, because some are larger and some are smaller. Now this is a different one right here. If you guys notice, it's a smaller version of it, but it's the same thing. Now on this SATA, it's pretty much like an L. And when you shape it up, you plug it in, all right? That's how pretty much it goes in. Now, you could use any of these slots and convert it into the main OS, okay? Now, when you get a SATA drive, you have to, when you connect it, this is your hard drive. This is one of the hard drives you connect. You plug it in, but you're also going to need power to plug it in. Let me see if I have a power one that I can show you guys in here. I have a power somewhere here, but you would have to connect power to, of course, to the hard drive, right? Now, this is too much power usage on the system, all right? This would be the same thing to a mechanical drive. You would have to do the same thing, all right, on both systems. So, on this case right here, we just pretty much this is how your hard drive picks up the OS. Now, when you buy hard drives, make sure you either buy an M.2 or a SATA solid state hard drive, but try to keep these are cheaper. Of course, the mechanical are cheaper. They take more of the drives, but they're easy, fragile, and it's also 72 RPMs per second, the transfer rate. That's probably pretty much the most you can get out of it. If there is a higher version of it, but it costs more money on the transfer rate. On this particular one, it's pretty much the same thing. They're all equal to a lot of drives. They make them at 72 RPMs and faster sometimes, but depends on the manufacturer. Now this transfer is faster than this one, of course, because this is all digital and this is actually a solid hard drive. It's pretty much a mechanical, like I said. If you guys see it, there's no moving components on this one. This one has actually the spinning wheels scenario on the system in here. Now these two are compatible. They're about the same connections. They're pretty much the same power, same everything. Now the reason I brought this up is because when you buy a computer now these days, the actual hard drive is embedded in the motherboard. This is a hard drive. That means a lot of people will run their their OS from this drive itself. All right. Now, when you buy this extender that I'm gonna install, I'm gonna show you guys how to bring it up, how to do everything. So right now we're just gonna test it out in here and show you guys how to install it on the motherboard. That's the only reason I bring it up, you know. And I have this motherboard for show, just to show you guys how to do everything, because I know it's a dead motherboard. And I'm trying to educate people on how to do your own equipment, how to install your own systems, how to do everything on that. Let me see. Please wait a while by reconnecting. Somebody disconnected by accident or something. It says there. Any questions you guys have so far besides the hard drives and stuff like that? The M.2 drives. And this is a great system. I'm going to show you how. So when you buy this extender, you're gonna do two things first. All right, I'm gonna move the motherboard, but we're gonna come back to the motherboard because that's where we're gonna have to plug this sucker in. And I'm gonna educate you on how to install the PCle E4X. X4 is called. All right. This one, the price for this one, I'm gonna show you I'm gonna tell you the price right now. It's going for $23. I think I bought it for $17 at Amazon, but $23 is going through Newegg. Now, why would you want to get something like this? Well, if your motherboard doesn't have an M.2 slot and you want to get the speeds, because this one is it's faster than this one on the rating connection. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, to be honest with you, but how fast of the rate, but it's everywhere. It's out there. You can find them, and you'll see that this is a way faster than this solid state hard drive. This is a SATA solid state drive. This is an M.2 drive. This one transferring rate is way faster. That's why it says 23 gigabytes per second. There it is. There's your answer. 23 gigabytes per second from here. I'm not sure what's the transfer rate on this, but usually it tells you right here on front of the box. But if for some reason it's not in here at all. But 1 gigabyte per second. So 1 gigabyte compared to 23. So say you're playing a game and you don't want it to load up too quick, and you want it to load up quick, you're gonna want to get this 23 to compare to 1 gigabyte per second to 23 gigabytes per second. That is a big transfer rate. That means 23 gigs transfer rate is faster than this one gigabyte per second. All right, that's how much it is, and it tells you everything right here, and it's in the motherboard, which I didn't even see. I missed it. That was my mistake on it, but it's crazy. Now, people put the OS on here because it boots up a lot faster with the M.2. It's a quick boot, you know. This one, it still boots quick, but not as quick as the M.2. Now, if your motherboard does not have this slot, I was fortunate enough to have this slot on here, and the new motherboards do come with 2 of these slots now these days. That it makes it easier. Even the laptop I brought on yesterday had the 2 slots for the M.2. Now, are you guys understanding all this stuff, or do you guys have anybody has any questions out there about this hardware or anything in the news that you guys want to talk about? The floor is yours. Today what I'm going to do is just talk about how to install this stuff and how to set it up and get it ready for use. All right, we're not going to have anything on the screen today to bring up. We're just going to bring educational purpose tools to the gaming world, and this is our gaming show. And this is to make your games run faster. So if you have a slowness of PUBG and other games, you can increase the speeds much better and retain a quicker installation and also a quicker startup. All right, so that's what we're here for. There's 2 things I'm going to talk about here. So say you want to make this faster. You fill up your memory and you can't afford memory. I say you buy one of these. I'm going to repeat it again. I bring it all the time. Obtain Intel chip. This is a 16 gig, but they have a 32. Now, this will give you the extra boost of memory on your computer games. Now, if you're using Photoshop and other application, 3D application, this is a chip that will memorize the application you use, and it'll give you the boost power. And you'll see a big difference on the boot up also too. It will increase the boot up screen faster. Now, this chip, there's one thing, it's Intel. Obtain Intel, right? They have 2 versions of it. I think they're gonna have 4 now, but this version is 16 and I have a 32, but the 32 is already on one of my machines. Now, the problem with this one, it doesn't work with the Ryzen chip, AMD chip. It does not work with it. It's only for Intel chips, so it's compatible with Intel. There is a way to run it, but my recommendation is not to mess with that. Just if you don't have an Intel, don't install this. All right, now if you have only 1 slot for your OS, keep that 1 slot for your OS. Don't use this for that. This is not compatible with this either. You cannot have this in here at all. So today we're gonna install the M.2. I'm gonna move this here, and this is I'm gonna bring in the hard drive. I'm gonna bring in the motherboard in a bit again, but I just wanted to let you know that this is a lot compatible with a lot of different M.2s too. So it could bring in different slots, and then you can move this into different slots here too. So it could be the shorter version of it, the longer version, and then the new version of it. All right. So these are for the other additional M.2s that they released, but they're not very popular. As most popular as the long one right now. And this is, I think, the 8mm one. That's pretty much.
Dirtiger, hey.
Hey, how you doing, Dirtiger? How you doing, man? Welcome to the show, man. We're just talking about installing a PCle E extender to M.2. So if you ever need to upgrade your computer, your laptop, your desktop, this is one way you can do it, especially for the gaming industry. If you want to play some fast games or use Photoshop and all that stuff, this is one way we're gonna do. And so if you want to know more about this, I'm gonna bring in a motherboard so I can show you guys all this stuff. And I'm gonna turn on a lot of light so we could get some more light in here. Hold on. There we go. Let me zoom in this a little bit more so you guys can see a little bit quality of it, and I can see the M.2. So when you buy a motherboard,
Dirtiker, I have no idea what you're talking about. Dirtiker, LOL.
Yeah, no problem there. No problem, man. Hey, listen, we have a great show here. We do a lot of gaming hardware and a lot of motherboard upgrades and stuff like that. And we try to increase speeds on your gaming, you know. So I do a lot of videos through YouTube. I do have a YouTube channel that it's my main channel, to be honest with you. And I like to extend the welcome to, if you have time, check out my show and go to it and see if you can help us out, brother. Because we're trying to grow here. We're trying to grow in both. Either I don't have that many followers in Twitch. I do have more followers in YouTube. So if you don't mind giving us I have around 400 videos, and I game a lot. I talk about a lot of hardware here.
Dirtiker, fair enough.
Yeah, check it out when you have the time, and help support the channel. Give us some time, and I put the chat there. I put the link there for the link to the show. We have a lot of videos. I already hit the mark of 400 videos already. I bring a lot of games, a lot of gaming hardware too, and new type of hardware too to the market here. Where that's what's available in the market, I bring it into you guys, and I bring it to show you guys how it works. So today we're gonna talk about how to upgrade the M.2 from if you don't have an M.2 slot. So pretty much we're gonna start with the M.2. So this is an extender to an M.2, and pretty much you got to find your way. So this thing connects here, in here, and it just slides in there, and it pretty much, see how it shows you that it's kind of crooked like that. This is pretty much how it's supposed to be. And when you actually drop it down, this is not actually active until you push it down. And when you push it down, you got to screw it down too. If you don't screw it down, it's not going to work properly. So you got to make sure you get the little screw. There's a little tiny screw, and it's a very unique screw, so don't mess with it and don't lose it. You could buy this also on the internet, or you could find it in your local store, and you might be able to find it in Fry's or electronic stores. There's no more Radio Shacks, so you kind of screw on that now that they went out of business, all of them. But you might be able to find this in a unique store, or try to Lowe's or something. Sometimes they do have them, sometimes they don't, but that's something that you have to look into. Jeez, where did I get this cement from? This thing's leaking cement. I got the syringe just throwing cement everywhere, and I gotta make sure that the syringe is locked up. So today we're gonna go ahead and install this, and this is how it works pretty much. You just basically put it down, screw it down, and it doesn't grab too much of it, and this is pretty much installed right there. That's your M.2 slot extender so it's a PCle to an M.2, and this PCle, I'm gonna show you exactly where to connect this. All right, so let me zoom in out again. There we go. We're gonna bring in the motherboard again. So once you have that installed on your motherboard, let me spin it around so you guys can see more of it. There you go. So on your motherboard, you would have to have your video card here, and then you have another secondary video card that you can install, and these additional PCle 2 connections. These are the older version of PCle. The express cards will be pretty much these new ones. These are all brand new express cards. So on one of them, let me bring in some other stuff that I can show you guys in here. I think I have it here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let me show you what I'm talking about on some of these. Here it goes. So this is an older video card. This is an old video card. They don't make it. This is a PCle X1, I believe. So you can't even plug this sucker in. Look at this. It's missing all the parts and all the components. This is the old video card. You cannot have this into this slot right here at all. You need the new versions of the video cards. And let me bring in something new so I can show you what I'm talking about. You know what? I don't have one right here because I don't use anything old. I probably pretty much threw it away or something happened. So on this slot right here, when you have your motherboard, you have additional slots in here. And how would this fit in here? It'll fit like this. You would have to use it either on the same kind of motherboard, or it won't fit on the smaller express ones, all right? It would have to be the same one as your video card. If you don't have 2 slots for your video card, you're not going to be able to mount this. And the way it works, it'll be pretty much, it's not going to complete the full installation on it, and it's not going to clip this thing. So what you got to do is find the right slot and just push it down. That's pretty much how it's going to be. All right. Do you guys see that? Any questions? Anybody has any questions or any comments on it? All right, perfect. So, and let me flip it around, and it shows you now that the hard drive is there. You see the hard drive on top of it now? It's in the bed. It's embedded in the PCle, and this is going to be your motherboard that's going to be sticking out on the side of. Let me just close this sucker up too. Jesus, it's just closing up. Oh, there we go. Sign away. There we go. All right. Okay, that's not gonna open no more. So now that we have the motherboard and we have that set up, this is what I wanted to show you guys, how to do this stuff, how easy it is to. So on this case, if you have your OS running here and you want an additional hard drive, like an additional M.2 hard drive, you can have it there. It's one of those things that you could convert and set it up. So say you have your M.2. Let me get this one. This would be your hard drive for your hard drive for your OS. This would be your OS, and it's 1 terabyte. But you want to have a secondary with the same kind of M.2. That means less heat is going to be generated throughout the whole system. So less heat leads to better performance and overclocking. So if you have a cheap computer, you do want to make sure you want to install one of these, but unfortunately you cannot run the OS out of this one. You cannot run the OS out of this one. I tried. There is no way to do it right now. There's probably a way, someone must have hacked it or something, done something, but right now you don't. The last guy said that he was able to clone it and put it in here and turn on this computer with this hard drive, and it worked for him. But I don't believe it until I try it, and I haven't tried it. Unfortunately, I haven't tried it. But if you have 2 slots, if you don't have 2 slots, you can do this. So I will have 1 terabyte here and maybe another one here. Now, these things are very pricey. They're not cheap. They're going to $400 to $500 depending on the terabytes that you install. Now, on this case, for example, you would have to have run your terabyte here and then your terabyte here. Transfer rate is incredible. 23 megahertz per second, 23 gigs per sec, 23 gigs per second instead of the SATA drive, which is 1 gig, and then the solid state, not the solid state, but the actual mechanical, which is 72 RPMs. So you're looking at a transfer rate of 1 gigabyte per second compared to these M.2s, which is 23 gigabytes per second. And this is an Evo 970, which is a good version of it, a new version of it. They're going to come out with a new Samsung, different type of Samsung, of course. And every time they always come out with new tech stuff, I'm always on it. I like that stuff. So this is pretty much how it will work. Now, to take it out, it's pretty much you slide it out. On this case, you can't push the button on this one. You cannot push the button. There's nothing holding on to this. All you have to do is pull it out, pretty much. That's all it is. And this is the extender PCle to M.2. PCle E4X. Remember that, 4X to M.2. And this one will show up in your hard drive list, but it will not show. If it's not formatted, it's not going to show up. You have to format it. You got to go into computer management, the disk management, and then format it from there, or identify it and give it a letter. Once it identifies, you can start using it as a hard drive. You can start saving games in here, your profile, your pictures, whatever it is, and it's going to stay safe and less heat. Less heat generated means very good performances. A big upgrade. So if you have an old machine, this is a perfect way to start upgrading that old machine. It's a pretty good one. It's something I recommend people to do. So, and if you guys have any questions on anything, let me know on this stuff. I bring the motherboard here so you guys can see it, and I could give you a little demo how it will work and how everything's done. But other than that, I think I'm gonna call this a show. No other questions out there. anything that you guys want to talk about, it's open for discussion. Any hardware, any topics or anything. I could continue on, but nobody says something all the time. So I'm your host, Prophet74, and we're going to call it a stream today. And thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for coming out here and getting some little education on how to make you improve your gaming out there. And hopefully this will help you guys out in either improving your old system or your new system. All right. So other than that, I'm going to call it a show, and I'll see you guys later on, maybe on the stream. I'll probably come stream some live games later. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy this. And it was a little Snapchat and talk about all this stuff. And that's about it. Good day, guys. Out.